Hello, my name is Kyle VanPutte, president of VanPutte Gardens. I'd like to welcome you to our new video educational series on helping you through your next landscape project. Of course, I'd like to invite you to come down to our garden center located at 136 North Avenue in Greece and talk to any of our nursery experts on staff one-on-one. Good luck with your landscape project.
Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about how to plant a tree properly. And this will pertain to shrubs, not only container or ball and burlap. My name is Todd Eefing. I'm the nursery manager here at VanPutte Gardens. When digging a hole for a tree, it's very important to go at least 6 to 8 inches wider than the tree size right now as far as width. And depth-wise, we want to be just a little bit higher. The worst thing we want to do is when we put this tree in the hole, that it sits low and then water collects and the tree drowns. It's one of the biggest mistakes that we see with tree planting. So I've already pre-dug our hole. It's actually twice as wide as my root ball, and I've left the root ball a little bit higher than the grass when I bring it into my mulch. Very important to have a very solid bottom on the hole, have the hole dug straight down all the way around. We've already mixed in some VanPutte Gardens Port Bay Gold compost, excellent planting material to mix with our grease soils and most of Western New York. I mix it at approximately a 1-to-2 ratio. 1 part of the compost, 2 parts of the soil. I like to mix it very nice and evenly back into the soil. I'm going to be bringing back into the hole. We're going to fill it about 2/3 of the way in. I'm going to just do a light stepping on the plant around the soil, just to take care of some air pockets. When we water the tree, we'll have the same situation. Everything will get rid of the air pockets. Especially in moist areas, it's always better to be just a little bit tall on the tree depth versus too deep. Now, no tree or shrub planting is complete without mulch and watering. With this size tree also, sometimes it's important to stake it. So today, just for staking purposes to show you, I am going to put a small stake kit on this tree. I put my stakes to the windward and the non-windward side to try to keep this tree upright, especially for very windy areas. Very important to stake a tree when it's a large caliper tree. A small caliper tree, not always the case. You don't want to leave the staking on for more than 1 year. It will become a crutch for the tree. So I've got the stakes in place, hose and wire. Going to come around above a branch. Grip the wire in the hose. And I'm just going to loosely bind this one wire. Well, at this point, then I go and put the one on the other side. Now, it's very important when you're staking a tree to try to keep it level and upright. So when you're taking a screwdriver, I'm taking my dual wire and I'm starting to twist it like a turnbuckle. It's very important to do both sides alternating and not try to bring it all the way one direction to the other. You want the tree to be able to move with the wire and not be so rigid that it can't move with the wind. You need the wind to move it a little bit so that the roots will grab in and this does not become a crutch. My finishing touches to make this complete before I water the tree would be to simply add a watering well with mulch. I prefer a shredded hardwood, but you can use a pine bark mulch. You could use a dyed mulch, whatever your preference. But the mulch is an important part of the tree planting and the shrub planting characteristic. And this goes for stone as well. This helps keep the moisture into the ground when you water. It also helps keep the air pockets from forming in the soil that you've just disturbed from separating. And what I'm going to do with this mulch is I'm going to create a little watering well so that when I do water, the water is going to start to stay in. This you'll keep up for the first couple of months or so just to help you with your initial watering. And voila, once I water, we've got a tree to proper depth. It's going to thrive in our areas, and then you're going to be a happy tree customer, and VanPutte Gardens will be happy to have helped you. Ball and burlap trees are a little different, so give us one moment and we're going to bring another tree in here and show you the difference with something that's in a wire basket. Now, with ball and burlap trees, many times they're also in a wire cage. Depending on the soil type that this plant is in, it's not really always feasible to try to take this wire cage out completely. So what we're recommending is you're going to do the same planting depth that we did on that potted tree we did earlier, so you're still going to leave it a little tall when you plant it. But then you're going to cut, when you cut the string off, and you're going to try to cut back as much of the cage off as you can. At least a top third to a quarter to half. Get it peeled back and out of the way, and then just pull the burlap back. Most of the burlap that these trees are in is a rotting burlap. It'll be gone by the end of the season. Trying to get the trees out of the cage, you can actually kill the tree completely. So, in short, take the cage back at least a third of the way. Take the top third of burlap off. Plant the same way we did the potted tree. And voila, you have a happy new friend in your lawn.